at the State Farm Center here in Champaign, Illinois. It's not a guarantee that you'll be able to bundle your home and auto insurance, but what is a guarantee is that there's going to be one heck of a basketball game starting in just a couple minutes. Welcome to Terps basketball here on WMUC Sports. I'm Daniel Stein as the Maryland Terrapins have traveled to Champaign to take on the number 17 Illinois Fighting Illini. Terps come into this game with a 14-5 record. Illinois with a 13-5 record. We will pause for the national anthem and be back to preview this one in a minute. A nice rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner in a packed State Farm Center here. A sea of orange and navy here as the starters will be introduced by the PA announcer. I'm going to introduce them first on the broadcast. Maryland's starting lineup so far, the usual for Kevin Willard's squad: Jacoby Gillespie and Rodney Rice in the backcourt, Selton Miguel in the lone wing spot, and then the phenomenal duo of Juju Reese and Derek Queen in the front court. For Illinois, Kylan Boswell and Trey White in the backcourt, along with the fabulous freshman Kasparis Yakuchonis, who's been lighting it up in Big Ten play. They play two forwards, Ben Humrickhouse and Morez Johnson Jr. getting a start. The big story coming into this game for Illinois was that their big man, their 7'1" Croatian center Tomislav Ivicic, out tonight for this game. That was an interesting storyline. Brad Underwood, Illinois' head coach, talked about how Ivicic was playing basically with strep throat versus the Michigan State Spartans in their last game on the 19th. He said that he woke up that morning and he couldn't even breathe, and yet Ivicic ended up playing 30 minutes in that game. He's out for this game. That game versus Michigan State, number 12 in that matchup. Illinois went down 80-78. They look to rebound here. The Terps, you talk about a rebound of their own. This is still a team that's looking for their first road win of the season. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games, but their 3 wins have been at home. The most recent of those, a road win over Nebraska, 69-66. Head coach Kevin Willard said after the Nebraska game that his goal was to be 5-3 in conference play. With the schedule they had, they're currently 4-4. But Willard also said that there's really no point about complaining about the schedule and complaining about where you're traveling and the travel conditions, because he said the bottom line is they need to win. Social media doesn't care, the fan base doesn't care, and they need to win. And that's exactly what the Terps are going to try to do tonight. But a win's going to be tough. Illinois, the number 17 team in the country. Of course, they've made the NCAA tournament in their last 3 seasons. Of course, in the season last year, a 29-9 record that included a 14-6 run in conference play that took them to the Elite 8. Illinois has had to rebuild this team. They had 10 departures from last year, almost a complete swap out of their starting lineup. But head coach Brad Underwood for these Fighting Illini in his 8th season has done a fabulous job with this team. And they're in front of the home faithful here on this Thursday night, and they're looking to make a statement. Looking to bounce back after the loss for Michigan State, and Maryland looking to make a statement of their own against a ranked team. Maryland does have 1 ranked win on the season. It came against UCLA at home. That has been the big distinction with this Maryland team. When they play at home, they're almost unbeatable, 12-1. When they play on the road, they're very beatable, 0-4. This is going to be a matchup that features 2 very good defensive teams. And the big question for Maryland is, can they score consistently? And scoring consistently starts with their freshman phenom, Derek Queen. He was held to just 3 points at home versus Nebraska. In the starting lineup yet again today, looking to bounce back from that. The Illinois faithful, a big student section to my left, right next to where Illinois is huddling up. Maryland waiting for this one to start. Illinois still getting the fan base pumped up here. Take a look at the series history. In this series, Maryland has actually been quite good against the Illini. 15-6, they lead this one in the series. The last game, however, was an Illinois win in College Park. But the last time Illinois won 2 games in a row against the Terps was in 2015. So we're almost ready to tip off here from the State Farm Center. Juju Reese will line up for the Terps. Morez Johnson Jr., the freshman, will line up for Illinois. Our officials tonight, Paul Schell, Keith Kimball, and Nate Harris. The one official closest to the scorer's table has the game ball in his hand, takes a couple bounces, and brings it to the center. The big orange eye in the middle is where Johnson and Reese stand, ready to go. They both raise their hands, and here we go.